Welcome to the Geek Homeworld. I am your host, Ed, aka SavageTechman. We talk sci-fi, TV, movies, superheroes, and all from a geek perspective. You can find us on Blogger, Google+, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We're everywhere. Join the Geek Homeworld. Hello, SavageTechman, a.k.a. Ed, back at you again, along with Scott Schreiber.
Hey, again.
Again, welcome back. This is our series on Oscars 90, the Academy Awards 2018, looking back at the year of 2017 and the great films that came out. And we've got 5 episodes in this series, and they're about 15-ish minutes. So take a little time, listen to them, where we go through different categories. And also, please check out, we will be doing each day leading up to the actual Academy Awards this Sunday at the recording of this. Scott will be doing some blogs, detailed blogs, on our blog page at geekhomeworld.blogspot.com. Of course, our main site is geekhomeworld.libsyn.com, and we're on iTunes podcast, so you can listen to us there. And we got a YouTube channel. Go there, subscribe, okay? We're everywhere. And at Geek Homeworld on Twitter. But anyway, I'm not going to dilly-dally along. We've got work to do here, and this is part 2, and we're talking about sound. And that is going to encompass everything from original score to sound mixing, sound editing. So,
right. Score, song, sound, yeah, absolutely.
So if you can hear it, we're talking about it. So, best achievement in written. Excuse me. Best. I can't read.
Just say best original score.
Best achievement in music written for motion picture or original score.
Okay, so you had to do it.
The nominees are Dunkirk, Phantom Thread, Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, yay, nay, The Shape of Water, and 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
All right, so we've got some heavy hitters in this category. First of all, we do. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this guy named John Williams.
My point exactly.
He's only been nominated. This is his 51st nomination.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't that insane?
Awesome.
So he's extended. Yeah, he does, and he's extended his record for most nominations by a living person. Now, can you name who the most nominations go to?
Me.
Who's dead?
Who's dead? Prince.
Not quite. His name is Walt Disney.
Oh.
Yeah, Walt Disney holds the record for nominations.
I did not know that. Hey. Weird, wild stuff.
There you go. So, yeah, John Williams, and he's won 5 of them. Fiddler on the Roof, Jaws, Star Wars, E.T., Schindler's List.
I break this down as between Hans Zimmer in one corner versus John Williams.
And you know who's going to win? Neither one of them.
Ooh.
That's right. Let's go down the heavy hitters list. The second heavy hitter, Hans Zimmer, who you just mentioned.
Yeah.
11th nomination. He has 1 win for The Lion King. And this score for Dunkirk is very experimental. It's crucial to the story, to the feel and the tone of this film, because how much dialogue is in Dunkirk? Very little. True. So the sound and the score are so crucial to telling this story. It is such a great score. I think that it's minimalist, but it's really intricate.
But you're saying no on a win for Dunkirk.
Right, and this is why. The third heavy hitter, Alexander Desplat. I don't know. I don't speak French. But he, for Shape of Water. This is his 9th nomination. He won for Grand Budapest Hotel. He did The Queen, Benjamin Button, Fantastic Mr. Fox, King's Speech, Argo, Philomena, Imitation Game. How many, great scores has he done recently? Yeah. But I feel like this is another, just like production design that we talked about on the last podcast. Right. It's one of those that Shape of Water is just going to take home. I personally think I would vote for Shape of Water as well. The movie itself basically crosses genre to genre to genre, and the score perfectly follows that. So that's why I think that'll win.
Interesting, interesting. Our next category is Best Achievement in Music Written for Motion Pictures or Original Song.
Best song.
This is a difficult category, and if you mind if I go first
Sure, go.
here. This was one of the ones I was listening to all of them, and the nominees are Call Me By Your Name, Mystery of Love, Coco, from the movie Coco, Remember Me, from Marshall,
Stand Up for Something.
Stand Up for Something, thank you, Mudbound, with Mighty River, The Greatest Showman, This Is Me. Now, of all these ones for me, the Academy would probably love This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. I'm thinking. Justin Paul and Kelia, I hope I'm saying that right, Settle, sing that. It's more contemporary. It kind of feels like an anthem.
Yes,
but
Keela Settle is the bearded lady that sings the song.
Okay.
Justin Paul and Benj Pasek, they won last year for La La Land. They were the songwriters for La La Land. They're the songwriters here. I would personally vote for this song. I think it's the one that gets you singing when you come out of the theater. But I think the Academy is going to lean in the direction of Coco.
Well, Coco, I think because, well, it's a Disney film. It's bilingual, and it's broken down so many barriers. That movie is just loved by all types of people, and I think that's wonderful. And I think there's a little bit of geopolitics going on too. You know,
Sure.
It's never that far from the screen, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And I think this would be a moment where I could see, this being an uplifting thing. And it's fun. It's a fun song. It's a Disney song.
Here's the thing, too. And the Academy doesn't always award films this way, but I think when a song is actually a part of the movie and not just over the credits,
right?
That it's essential to the storyline, then they reward it. And Remember Me certainly is. It's the spine of the film. And This Is Me is The Greatest Showman. It's the same thing. It's part of the film. It helps tell the story. So I think those are your two front runners. Call Me By Your Name is interesting here. I do want to talk about this one for a second.
Mystery of Love. What a beautiful song.
It is a beautiful song. And it actually is played over the credits.
Kind of folksy feel.
But
it's really nice.
The difference with the credits here for Call Me By Your Name, the story's not over during the credits.
Right.
During the credits, you're on a close-up of Timothée Chalamet's face, and you're seeing him go through. I won't, ruin it. I won't spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it. But the story's not complete. So during the credits, you're actually watching the emotions he's going through while the song is playing,
which makes it more powerful.
Absolutely. So I think that one could have a chance too. But in the end, I think it's going to go to Coco. It's the same songwriting team who wrote "Let It Go," that song.
Oh gosh, he said it. Now we're gonna. I'll be dreaming about it.
So I do believe that they win again.
Now, the movie Marshall, Stand Up for Something, has some top-notch people. You have Diane Warren, who wrote like every great
Don't
90s, 80s love ballad. She was behind Celine Dion.
Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now.
Oh gosh, you could go on and on. She wrote "Look Away" by Chicago, which was like their biggest hit of their career. I mean, a Diane Warren song is like a David Foster song back in the day. It was just an instant hit.
And this is her 9th nomination. Guess how many wins?
None.
0. She's never won.
And but even more, you've got that great songwriter.
Yeah,
wonderful songwriter. Common. He's a very good singer.
And he actually has an Oscar. He won for Selma.
Exactly. And then you have Lonnie Lynn, who, when I first saw the video for it, it's like, oh my gosh, it's Rihanna. I thought it was her voice sounds to me similar as Rihanna, but you just really have, it's very powerful and soulful, and I think it has a decent chance. Now, I know you're turning the page to the next category.
No, I'm just preparing because I do have another thing to say.
Okay, about that?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I think that what's exciting, what I love about Best Song is when they're all performed at the Oscars. And it has been announced that all 5 of these songs will be performed. So that's good news for everybody right there.
I think Coco would be, Disney's going to make sure that's an over-the-top, beautiful, wonderful celebration. I think it's going to be one of the best performances. Now, from Mudbound, this song can get it because this has got some heavy hitters. Raphael Sadiq, Mary J. Blige is a wonderful, strong, spiritual singer, but she wrote this thing or co-wrote it, and it's kind of like it's very uplifting. It's kind of like going to church listening to this song and putting it, in this movie is an integral part of it. I just think it really gives. It's a deep, deep song, and I really like that song. So this is, for me, was a very original song. It's a very hard category, but if I had to pick one, I feel like if we go political, it could be Mystery of Love from Call Me By Your Name, but I really think it's Coco, Remember Me. I just think that's going to be the song because I think, no pun intended, people are going to remember that song, you know? And so,
No, I agree. I think Coco will win that, possibly Greatest Showman, but I don't think any other one has a chance. I think it's Coco or Greatest Showman.
Yeah. Now, the next category is Best Achievement in Sound Mixing, something dear and very near to my heart.
Right. So sound mixing and sound editing, they actually line up. They have the same 5 nominees in each category.
Which are Baby Driver, Blade Runner 2049, Dunkirk, Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, yay, and sad, and The Shape of Water. Now, I think we can probably put sound mixing and sound editing together.
We might as well for this purpose.
And agree on. I think we're going to agree on our choice
for winner.
For winner.
For winner. Oh man, I would hope so. But I don't know. Go for it. What do you?
Baby Driver.
You're right. I
love the soundtrack. I love how they made this movie. I think it's very revolutionary.
It is.
And the music is so timed to the gunshots and everything. And the director, I mean, it's just a whole crew.
Right. Edgar Wright, the director, brilliant mind behind Shaun of the Dead.
And Scott Pilgrim?
Scott Pilgrim. Okay. Sorry.
Scott Pilgrim.
I'm sorry.
Great movie.
It is. I just, Shaun of the Dead is...
Oh, yeah, Shaun of the Dead, yes.
Is his best movie. But yes,
you might be right.
He had maybe this one is now his best movie because it is a brilliant film. And he went into it with a sound design before a script was even really written. He knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to make this action film and set it to music and just have every little action coincide with the music. It's almost
like an opera in a way.
Oh, it's almost a symphony.
It is exactly
a beautiful symphony. It's so great.
It could be a sound mixer's nightmare and and greatest joy at the same time. I just think it's Baby Driver for me.
Yeah, on both awards, I agree. I would vote for Baby Driver, but I do believe that both awards are going to go to Dunkirk. I feel like it's not. I don't think it's going to win any other award. It may win film editing. But I don't think it's going to win anything else. So I think this is where the Academy gives them their statuettes.
I can almost look at Blade Runner 2049. I remember us being in the IMAX, sitting in the back of the theater there, and the screen rattling, and the sound of it enveloped me. It felt like a character.
Oh, it did.
Almost like Star Wars, John Williams. It's hard to get away from.
That shows you how strong this category is.
It is very strong category.
Both of them.
Yeah, and sound mixing and sound editing are very, very strong one. So,
but yeah, ultimately, I think it goes to Dunkirk because, again, as I said earlier with the score, that there's very little dialogue, but the tension is there and it's palpable, and it's due to the sound design, and whether you're on the land, air, or sea, I mean, you really feel a part of it. And another point with these sound categories. War films are usually a good bet to take this home.
That's something I was going to touch on later when we're talking about some of the Best Picture and different other nominations. These are the kind of movies like the Churchill movie. They're gonna gravitate towards. Generally, the Academy does. Now, if they're trying to be new and out there, they may pick something that's more inspired. I don't know, but not to take away from Dunkirk or the other one.
Well, and looking at the history of all the people that are nominated too, it's like even though I think Dunkirk's the favorite, it's like they have people that have won Oscars before. You know, they're
Right.
legends in their field. And what I like about Baby Driver is that these are their first nominations. These are the first time
and it
they've
would be
ever been
wonderful just
nominated.
to see it win. I enjoyed the movie, and the sound was a big part of it. I mean, they almost didn't have to act, but you just basically had to follow the music in a way. Not to take away from the acting skills at all, but
Sure.
I just really loved the sound in that, and I love the soundtrack. You know, so you can't go wrong with that. You know,
Yeah, just the layers.
I'm easy like Sunday morning.
Yeah, but just the layers, as
Yeah.
you touched on earlier, with the
It does have layers, yeah.
gunshots. It's just like, you know,
Yeah, it's
everything
like-
lines up perfectly. It's so beautifully designed.
It's so in sync that way that it just paints a beautiful picture. Dunkirk does, Blade Runner does, but
I know, to say that we've got Blade Runner is like number 3 in sound. I mean, that's astounding.
because
You know?
that movie was incredible, and that's something that still needs to be seen in IMAX. It just needs to be experienced on the big screen.
Absolutely.
So, if you don't have anything else, that's gonna bring us to the end of this, I believe.
Yeah, let's wrap up your favorite categories.
Yay, sounds. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Yes. So look forward to part 3, which is going to talk about visuals, cinematography, animated movies, and editing, among other things.
Yeah, as well as, of course, visual effects.
Exactly. So check us out on the podcast and these little podcasts. We hope you enjoy them as part of our Oscar series here. So we will see you. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Geek Homeworld with your host, SavageTechman. You can find us on Libsyn, Google+, follow and interact with us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, listen to us on iTunes and leave a review, subscribe to us on YouTube, read our thoughts on Blogger. See you again on the Geek Homeworld.